Hey everybody, it's Brad with the Big Family Homestead, and in this video I'm going to share with you how we, as in my family, got into our homestead for zero money down, and you can do the same thing with a program I'm going to share with you, and it's probably going to blow you away. So, well, without any further ado, here we go. Alright, so 3 years-ish ago, we found out about a program called the USDA Rural Development Loan Program, and it seemed like a pretty good idea. We found out about it, and then we started jumping through the hoops and looking at the website, and doggone it, I will be tarred and feathered if I did not tell you the truth in that, yes, it worked. We got our home, our homestead, for goose egg, baby. Zero money down. Now, not only that, but it was a 33-year loan, and I believe our interest at the time was just over 3%. And this is a program that is still working, and I'm going to show you how it is that we went about it. I'm going to actually take you through some of the web pages right here on the screen so you can see it. And it was not just a fluke thing, but I will tell you at the end of the video, there are some caveats and some hoops they made us jump through. But once again, we got our home, our homestead, zero money down, 33-year loan, just over 3% interest, and you can too. Not only that, we actually told some friends of ours about the program, and they got a home too, similar, not too far from us. So I'm going to show you some of the website, the website stuff here for the next few moments, and then I'm going to come back and tell you about the pluses and some of the minuses. But yeah, you can really get land for zero money down. It happened for us. Okay, first things first. Here is the USDA Rural Development Loan Program webpage, and that is www.rd.usda.gov. And you can see that up here. And what I'm going to show you is the way that we went about it and the way that some of our neighbors went about it. And first thing you need to do is decide whether or not you are eligible, and also the address in which you're looking at to make sure that it is available for that loan, if it will work for that loan. So here we go. We're going to start out with looking up the address. So I'm just going to zoom in here, and as you can see, you can write these pages down, but it's all on that website. So let's zoom on in and look somewhere near where we live, like Cincinnati, Ohio. And here's Cincinnati. And these peach-ish colored areas are the areas that you are not going to have the loan program available. So if you say, you went out here in, say, Blanchester, which we used to live in Blanchester, and you find a piece of property that's in this area, then it will be eligible if it fits their guidelines. Now, this is not the complete eligibility, but this is the area in which you would be eligible. For example, they don't deal with like massive amounts of acreage. You can't like go get 5,000 acres, but you can get a couple. We got one, and it depends on where it is. But you can go ahead and type in your address out here. And I don't have an address for you to check out, but that's where you'll type it in. And you'll notice here on these tabs, there are different programs. One is a single family housing guaranteed. Another one is a single family housing direct, multifamily housing, rural, business, and water and environmental. They're all different programs. But the two that you might be looking in is single family housing guaranteed and the single family housing direct. So first things first, make sure that you can the piece of property that you're interested in is available there. Now, next thing you're going to want to do is go over to a different page, and you're going to start to find out whether or not you are eligible. So that's going to be on your income eligibility. And I'm going to go ahead and just fill some things in here. I already did. Just what if scenarios. So, if there were 5 people in your house and 3 kids, so it's, 2 mommy, daddy, and 3 kids. And then we'll move on to the next thing. And what I said here was, let's say that you got $5,000 in childcare expenses, and you don't make a ton of money, but let's say you bring home, let's even change this to $3,000 a month. Let's say that you make that, and then they ask if you can fill out all this other stuff here, and then they're going to tell you whether or not you're eligible. So we'll finish that up, and it says here the applicant is eligible. So if you have the address that works, and if you have your income and all that stuff that works, then you're eligible. And as you can see down here, they show you the numbers, and it's pretty crazy because you can actually make quite a lot of money and still be eligible. So there it is. And this is one of those things that's kind of awesome because you're not penalized for not making a lot of money. As a matter of fact, they're really trying to help you out. So those are the ones that the pages that you really need to start with. Now here is another page worth checking out as you're deciding whether or not this is going to be a route for you, and that is the single family housing direct home loans. And they basically give you some of the 411 on what it is that you can expect that will be allowable and what will not. And down here they just basically tell you applicants must be decent, safe, and sanitary housing, all kinds of different stuff in here. But one thing to note, generally they don't want you to have over a 2,000 square foot home because they're not really financing you to go get a mansion. That's just not it. And other stuff here, like you can't have a swimming pool. And they do some odd things that I didn't think they needed to necessarily, but hey, they're providing you with an unbelievable zero down loan. And here, I'd like to point out the current interest rate. This is going to blow your mind right here, guys. Watch this. Effective July 1st, 2017, the current interest rate for this kind of loan, bam, 3.25%. And they generally have really, really long terms on the actual loans themselves. And on the same page, if you'll scroll down, you'll see here, this is pretty, whoops, this is pretty amazing right here. Oh, I'll go backwards. But I don't know why I was doing that. Okay, interest rate when modified by payment assistance can be as low as 1%. Now here, this is also huge, guys. Up to 33-year payback period, 38-year payback period for very low income applicants who can't afford the 33-year loan. Now that is absolutely enormous when you consider that you can get a payment that is just so low for a nice piece of property. And also, I wanted to point out here that there are limits as to the top end of the price of a home that you can get a hold of, a piece of property, and it goes by county. So here in Ohio, basically once again the 2,000 square foot limit or less, you can see there's very, very generous doggone high-end pieces of property you can get. I mean, here in Erie County, they'll finance up to $200,000. Delaware County, $185,000. Let's see, I'm in Hamilton. Where's Hamilton? $180,000. So you can get a really nice piece of property with this program if it works out for you. And well, doggone it, I hope it does. Okay, some pluses and minuses. Well, obviously the pluses are the loan is designed for people that don't make a lot of money. The loan is an incredible deal. You're never going to get a deal like that with a bank or anything like that. And the time frame that they allow you to pay it back is so amazing. 30 to 38 years. Your payment is going to be like teensy weensy weensy. And here's another thing, guys. I forgot to tell you that when we actually went to closing, I can't remember what it was about it, but we ended up getting a check back for $1,800. So not only did we get the house for free, but I can't remember the circumstances, but we ended up getting a check back for $1,800. So that's obviously, those are serious pluses. Now, some of the minuses, I'm going to go with some of the things that may or may not be a minus for you. And that is this, the 2,000 square foot cap on the size of the home. You cannot go above the 2,000 square foot limit unless there's some kind of really good reason. And I will tell you this, that from time to time, when we were dealing with our agent, the folks that were assigned to us, they can write an exception to the size of the house. They can write an exception to the size of the property if they can make a justification for that. But generally, the 2,000 square foot limit is a cap. And also, you know, plus or minus to you, depends on where you're sitting. I showed you that chart with the limit on the amount of actual money that they will finance. Now, for most of us, you can get a doggone nice place for under $200,000, but that's going to vary between your state and where you're at. You're just going to have to check that out. Now, let me get to some of I would say challenges are when we found the home that we wanted. First of all, that took a little bit more effort than we were initially ready for. And the reason why is because they have outlined just exactly X, Y, and Z what you are allowed to have in terms of the size of the property, the home itself, and the outline on every little thing that they want you to have or not have. And they are very specific, and unless you can get them to write an exception, like I was talking about earlier, you are going to have to follow those rules. So we took a couple months and we did find the place that we ended up purchasing, the place that we're in right now, this place right here. But I will say this, it was a challenge to find the right place that had all of the goodies that they wanted and all the goodies they didn't want. Now, I will say this. Some of the hoops they make you jump through, you're scratching your head as to why in the world would they make you do all this and that, and da-da-da-da-da. One of those things is just how the house has to be pretty much perfect. You're not going to get a fixer-upper. You're not going to get a good deal for, you know, a DIY guy, because they don't do that. They want you to get in that house and it's just right, and you don't have to mess with it, because they want you to succeed. And at first, I didn't get that. I didn't understand. I was like, well, why not? I can fix this. I could do that. And they're like, no. It needs to be right before you get in, because, you know, these are, you know, low income folks generally with really great deals on loans. We don't want you to mess it up. We want you to get through and keep paying for it and have a successful, you know, mortgage experience, homeowners experience. And so they everything has to be right. And this Scout's honor, there were over on our side of our house, down at the very bottom of the door frame, the outside door frame, there was about this much, and I kid you not, this much water damage. They made me cut it out, block it in, redo everything waterproof and repaint it. And they were not going to budge until that got done. So they are very particular when it comes to stuff like that. So if you move ahead, be prepared for that. Another thing that I was scratching my head is like, why in the world are you making us do this? This is such a pain in the butt. They make you take a homeowner's course. Now, you can do that in person or you can do that online. Now, my wife and I chose to do it online, and here's the thing. It's not just a 5-minute class. This thing took us, I can't remember exactly, but I want to say that when we sat down to do it, we sat down to do it in 1 hour increments, hour and a half increments, and it took us a few days, 3-4 days. So it's not just a pat you on the butt and say, hey, have a nice day, go get your loan. It's a serious class. The thing about it is that we have been homeowners in the past, and we knew 99% of the stuff that was in this class, but regardless, they make you take it because they want you to have an experience that is going to be positive. You're not going to mess up and not pay your bills, or you'll overdo this. Because in the class, there was some stuff that I was like, why are you even dealing with this? It doesn't have anything to do with the house at all. And it was more like balancing your money and making sure that you were having proper stewardship with your home and repairs and all upkeep and all that kind of stuff so that you don't mess it up. And so while I felt like, boy, oh boy, this is a waste of our time, number one, you still have to do it. And number two, for those who may have little homeowners experience or no homeowners experience, I think it would be extremely valuable. So as I'm kind of summing up for you guys, yes, it is not a unicorn. It is not the one-eyed, one-horned flying purple people eater. This program is real. I'm sitting in a home that is proof that we got a home for $0 down. Some friends of ours from church, same thing. And the program is up there, and I don't know if it's going to fit for you or not, but share the information with your friends, because I'm not a fan of a lot of government stuff, just because generally when they get involved, things get wonky. However, I have to say, in all honesty, this program has been a huge blessing for my family and for friends of ours' family. And I know that it works and it can work, and maybe it can benefit you. So if it does, be sure to let us know. Tell us in the comments, you know, hey, I do have a rural development loan program and it's worked great, or let us know if maybe something horrible happens so that we can warn other folks. Put it down below, you know, share the information, because it may be just the key to get somebody out of a situation that they're in and get them into something awesome. So honestly, there it is, the video for today. Please do like and subscribe, guys. It honestly helps my family out, and we are honestly and truthfully just very grateful. So there you have it. I'm Brad with the Big Family Homestead. You guys have an amazing day.